Here's 5 fantasy authors that are new to me this year. I read their books for the first time in 2025, and I definitely plan to read more of their books in 2026. Now, some of these are authors you probably know well, but there might be a couple that you haven't heard of, so let's get into these. The first author on this list for me is Devney Perry. This is her first fantasy book, Shield of Sparrows, and this is the first book of hers that I've read. Now, she has a long list of romance books that I definitely want to read, and the sequel to Shield of Sparrows is coming out next year, so I'll definitely be reading that, and I want to dive into her romance, but I'm not really sure where to start in her romance series, so let me know if you have a recommendation for where I should start with those. The next author that I discovered this year is Robin Hobb. This is the first book of hers I read, Assassin's Apprentice, and then I've moved on to the rest of the trilogy. I also finished Royal Assassin, and I'm almost finished with Assassin's Quest. And if you can't tell by all the tabs in these books, I'm obsessed. And there are a ton of books ahead of me in this series. So the series is kind of broken up into trilogies. So this is the first trilogy, the Farseer trilogy, and then I'll be moving on to the Lies Ship Trader trilogy. I already have the first book, Ship of Magic, and I'm so excited to read this in 2026. And all the other books. I don't see myself stopping with her books anytime soon. The next author that was new to me this year is Jenny Grimes. I read her book Shades of Power, and again, I have continued on with this series, reading Shades of Fire and Shades of Beast. I'm absolutely loving this series, and the fourth book in the series comes out early in 2026, so I'll definitely be reading that as well. Definitely check out this series if you love books with like fae and fairies and magic, and definitely if you like Why Choose Romantasy. Another author that was new to me this year is Abigail Owen. I finally read The Games Gods Play, and I was really surprised at how much I loved this book. I'm usually not one to love reading Greek mythology, but this one was so good. And I already have the second book, The Things Gods Break, that I plan to read in 2026. And the last new to me author on this list is M.L. Wong. I read Blood Over Brighthaven earlier this year, and this book blew my mind. It covered so many important topics in such a unique way. I loved this book so much, so I definitely want to read more of her books. Another book I have on hand that I'm excited to read is The Sword of Kaigen. I've heard great things about this book, so I'm really excited to read it. It's a bit of a chonker, but that's okay. I like my books thick. So I'll definitely be reading this one, and let me know if you have any other recommendations of her books that I should read after this. So those are just 5 of the new to me authors that I read this year and loved. Based off of these, let me know if you have any other authors that are must reads that I should read in 2026.